FIFA, a once great franchise tarnished by a toxic community, plagued with microtransactions, and ruined by a company who couldn't care less about the quality of their game. Nowadays the FIFA games are mere mortals compared to the greats of the past, with the developers more concerned about releasing as many Ultimate Team events to sell FIFA points rather than working on the next game, or even fixing the problems with the current game. In this video I want to talk about FIFA Career Mode, a once great game mode that was a main selling point of any FIFA title, and is now a mere shell of what it used to be after being discarded by the developers in favour of Ultimate Team. Due to this, the majority of FIFA players will never even see what this mode has to offer, which is a real tragedy since it's still an essential part of the FIFA franchise. So let's begin by ignoring the fact I stole the title and general idea of this video from JSchlatt and start by explaining a bit about what Career Mode is. Everyone and their nan knows about FIFA, but most people will just think of Ultimate Team when they think of FIFA. The big spendings, pack openings, the eternal grind, misspent weekends, and of course, the rage and toxicity. But this is only one game mode in FIFA, and in fact, it's one of 10. Back in the olden days of FIFA, when Ultimate Team didn't exist, Career Mode was the main mode that everyone played. You'd start a managerial career with your favourite team and sign all your favourite players, or you might pick a lower rated team and guide them to the top of the footballing world. But either way, you'd still have an aim for your team, for your career, that you had to achieve. Whereas in Ultimate Team, you just don't get that. You play division rivals all week, to then play FUT Champs on the weekend, to then get the same 83 rated player in your rewards, and then, if you have enough coins, you can upgrade your squad a bit so that maybe you can win some more games in your next week of division rivals. And this cycle continues throughout the entire year, with no official ending, except when the next FIFA game comes out, or when you get bored. What's worse is, unlike in old FIFAs, you can't grind your way to the top of Division 1 because you just come up against professional players or people who spent thousands of pounds on their teams, and even if you got there, the rewards don't even seem worth it. EA have made the game a pay-to-win battlefield where the casual player is left dead in a ditch, and even the lower divisions are impossible to escape from because the good players will just relegate themselves to find easier opponents. So unless you spend all your money or all your time on this game, you're never going to get anywhere. This brings us back to Career Mode. Career Mode combines the playing ability of any player as well as their managerial and tactical abilities to win games and trophies, rather than just playing the meta or buying the best players with your real money. Being good on Ultimate Team does not guarantee wins, whether it be because of pure EA bullshittery or because the other player used their mum's credit card to pack every Team of the Year card and prime R9 Ronaldo. A loss is often out of your control and can leave you feeling completely frustrated and hating the game. This is not to say that Career Mode is free from these issues. Scripting is a massive conspiracy in the Career Mode community and has been very evident in created content, such as in Mark Goldbridge's Man United Career Mode streams. However, this issue is not a fault of Career Mode, it is an issue with the general FIFA gameplay, which is a consistent complaint in the FIFA community and has been for several years. Since the dawn of FIFA games on the new Frostbite engine, EA have tried to incorporate new and exciting modes to the game to provide variety to its players, starting with The Journey. The Journey was a story-based career mode centered around the character of Alex Hunter. This was a good concept, and it started out very promising, but the second and third installments were a bit boring and it didn't quite feel like there was the continuity or richness of a proper built-out story. This mode could have been made a lot better with a custom character creator instead of having to use Alex Hunter, and having more freedom with the storyline. This is the approach they tried when it came to the newest game mode and the Journey's replacement, Volta, which was not really successful at all, due to all the gameplay bugs that developers are still yet to fix, and the lack of opposing teams. You literally face off against your own players in tournaments, it's a mess. As I mentioned earlier, Career Mode has been neglected by the game developers to work on Ultimate Team because, well, it's more profitable for them. However, it's one thing to neglect a game mode and keep it the same as the previous game, but it's quite an achievement to break the game mode even more than the previous iteration. When FIFA 20 was first released, the hashtag #FixCareerMode was number 3 on trending, which led to the developers having to come up with an apology and the promise of a Career Mode patch to fix the plethora of ridiculous bugs in the game. This is what it's come to. Career mode reduced to nothing but an afterthought by the developers. A once major selling point of a game, and certainly my favourite game mode to this game, left discarded like the wired headphones that come with iPhones. I got my first ever FIFA game for my birthday in 2009. I came downstairs and I saw a present on the table with my name on it, and what happened to be inside? A copy of FIFA 09 for my DS. This was the beginning of my love for football games. The game was so simplistic on the DS, but I didn't care. My 8-year-old self, yes I know I'm young, spent hours playing late at night with my DS hidden under the duvet so my parents wouldn't catch me. But they always did. Fast forward 2 years and we reached the next stage of my FIFA journey. I bought myself FIFA 10 for the Wii, with some birthday money given to me by various relatives. What to say about this game? The gameplay was clunky, the graphics were terrible, but the controls for shoot and slide tackle were to shake the Wii remote. Now, if you've ever played a Wii game, you know that this is one of the deadliest controls, whether it be throwing the remote through a TV or clarting a younger sibling in the head. Something bad was always bound to happen. But at the same time, it was a thing of beauty. These controls gave birth to some of the most hilarious goals and funniest, most ridiculous slide tackles you will ever see. I still remember me and a friend absolutely losing our minds playing this game. It made me completely fall in love with FIFA in a way I never thought I would. The next game I got was FIFA 11. This game turned my love for football games into a straight up obsession. I must have put several hundred hours into this game without losing any kind of interest in it. I had the game on the Wii because it was the best console that we owned at the time, but this was secretly a blessing because the mode I fell in love with was, to my knowledge, only available for the Wii and for this FIFA. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong. The mode was called Streets to Stadium, and well, it was exactly what it said on the tin. You start as a street footballer and you work your way up to become a footballing legend. Why this mode doesn't exist now, I have no idea, but I highly recommend it to any die-hard player career fans. This mode was without a doubt the reason I play FIFA to this day. After FIFA 11, I didn't get a new FIFA game until my parents bought me an Xbox 360 in 2013, which came with a copy of FIFA 14. Sadly, I never got to experience any of the older FIFAs on an Xbox when I was younger, but either way, I played so much of FIFA 14, it could legally be called an obsession. I barely touched Ultimate Team. I sunk most of my time into career mode, taking my local team from the bottom of English football to be the best team in the world. And the soundtrack just added to the experience since it's one of the best in FIFA history. Since FIFA 16 I've bought every FIFA and each year since that day I've been disappointed more and more. The soundtracks got worse, with FIFA 16 being the last good one. The gameplay got worse and the features got worse. With career mode becoming less and less detailed, features getting removed, it seemed like a bleak time for career mode players. This built up massive anger amongst the FIFA community, which finally erupted when FIFA 20 was released, as the game was so broken, even more so than FIFA 19, that players took any method they could to express their disgust with the developers. This escalated to the point where FIFA content creators actually stopped playing the game. If you don't know what happened close after that, there are plenty of videos highlighting those events. But to summarise, as I mentioned earlier, EA came out and apologised, and they said that they were going to dedicate time and resources to patching the game and fixing the major issues. To their credit, EA did do this, but they didn't fix all of the problems, and a lot more work is needed to be done to make the game enjoyable, and worth the £50 price tag for the new game. So at the start of this game cycle, it looked like the end for career mode. With little to no effort put into the game, it didn't look like things were changing anytime soon. However, the new FIFA 21 trailers and the information we've received indicate that not only have EA heard our complaints and tried to act on them to fix the game, they're also trying to provide some more features for the game. Some of these new features have been previously featured in older games, but either way, this is still promising. We don't know what FIFA 21 will actually be like, so we could still be let down. Wait, what if we could know what FIFA 21 was like? What if EA released a 10-hour free trial of the game, and what if I played it? Well, I did. And what can I tell you? It's a good improvement from FIFA 20. The gameplay is smoother and more controlled, and all the changes made to career mode make it a much more enjoyable experience. The new training system gives the ability to change player positions as well as focusing on certain stats to help mould them into the player you want them to be. You can also now train player work rates, weak foot and skill moves, providing a much more in-depth training which was sorely needed. The not so new visual sim mode brings back a much nicer viewing experience when you simulate games, and the fact that you can just jump in and out of the game so seamlessly means that it becomes a joy to simulate games rather than a chore like it used to be. And it makes you feel more in control of the result, meaning that you won't lose 7-2 to Aston Villa away from home. Match sharpness is a great addition that offers a realistic feel to how players should feel in-game, especially after coming back from injuries. However, there are definitely still some bugs and glitches that need to be fixed, including the fact that fans just don't seem to wear the completed kits. Like in this photo, there's no kit provider and there's no actual club crest on the shirt. This may be the most effort Career Mode has had put into it since 2015, but is it really enough to get hyped about? Well, not really. It's a good step in the right direction for EA and I really applaud them for that, but there's definitely lots more to be done. The custom stadium feature in Ultimate Team should definitely be added to Career Mode, as well as creating your own clubs and kits. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. But for now, I say instead of looking forward filled with naive hope that EA may actually make a good game, we should instead look back and reminisce of better days. Maybe someday we'll get back to the days of when Career Mode was good. I really hope we do someday. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this little nostalgia trip of mine because I really enjoyed making this video. Playing the older games to gather footage just filled me with joy and reminded me of the great memories I had playing FIFA back in the day. So I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you later. If you really want to know what the worst thing about FIFA 21 is, it's that they removed the fucking rainbow jacket.